So there are millions of students who want to get into an Ivy League and they have no clue how do you actually get into an Ivy League. So there is a 4-step process to get into an Ivy League. The number one is you need to be a good student. You need to be scoring really well because getting into an Ivy League is not easy. So you need to be a high scorer in school, and remember, you need to have good scores as early as grade 9 onwards. Simply because Ivy Leagues will look at your scores of grade 9, grade 10, grade 11 and also of grade 12. That's number one. So ensure that you study really hard and get good scores in your school. Number two is majority of the Ivy League applications would require you to write an SAT exam. So please ensure that you write your SAT, you take your SATs really well. SAT is an exam which happens 7 times a year in India. You can take as many times as possible, but an Ivy League student would generally not take it more than twice because the best score will always get counted. It is out of 1600, 800 for maths and 800 for English, and a good Ivy League score is anything above 1500. So that's the second thing that you need to prepare for. Number three, you need to understand that Ivy Leagues are not just looking at bookworms. They are looking at people who will go and lead the world, lead the corporate, become the best people in their industry. And these are the people who actually require to have a great profile. They should be great communicators, they should be good team masters, they should have good leadership skills, and all of this can be built only through extracurricular activities. So what you really need to focus if you really want to get into Ivy Leagues is, from grade 9 onwards, start focusing on building a great profile. Now you can participate in MUNs, you can participate in debates. If you are into sports, you can try and build your profile through sports, participate in club competitions, state level competitions, national level competitions. If you're into music, can you take Trinity certifications for guitar or for drums or for singing? If you're into dramatics, can you take speech and drama certification of Trinity? There are multiple ways of building profile, and every single profile will be different from the other. So you do not need to get worried that somebody's profile is better and somebody's profile is not so better, because each individual will have a very different profile. So that's number three that you really need to focus on. Number four, Ivy Leagues are looking at real passionate individuals, people who have a willingness to change the world, who have a service mindset. So when you are applying for an Ivy League, you really need to do something which is good for the society. Now, it does not mean that you start an NGO. It does not mean that you always need to go to an NGO. Can you just impact one life, one individual? Can you make somebody's life better? It does not have to be a global problem. It could be solving a problem of a single individual. Can you do a fundraising and help students to study? Can you do a fundraise to pay for medical expenses for somebody else? So Ivy Leagues are looking at some real community impact. So I really suggest the students who are applying to Ivy Leagues, please build your volunteering and community profile as well. So these are the 4 steps to get into Ivy League. Ideally, if you're planning to apply to Ivy League, please start your journey as early as grade 9. And that's the reason how high school moms and my students, so many of them are studying at Ivy Leagues, because we always started well on time.